Welcome to RERi PVTV Weekly with the most important news from the solar industry, starting with the most important developments in Germany. In the dispute over the reduction in solar subsidies between the German federal and state governments, there is an agreement. The compromise provides that the promotion will end when a total capacity of 52,000 megawatts of power is reached. Approximately 28,000 megawatts are already installed. Small roof systems to 40 kilowatts will receive an average of 19 euro cents per kilowatt hour instead of the previous 24. For large solar parks, it will stay with the cuts from 20 to over 30%, backdated at the 1st of April. The Federal Solar Industry Association welcomes the compromise, but doubted that the improvements do not go far enough because the development costs of photovoltaic systems in Germany could not step with the cuts. RERi has made the step into the stock market. The PV franchise company has changed the corporate structure. The former manager director of the RERi Limited, Lars Menebröcker, is now the CAO of the AG. When the papers are released to the trade is still open. The RERi AG wants to be active in the fields of marketing, sales and other services in the field of renewable energies. Core business is still the worldwide trade, the project plans and the franchise. German solar power is on its way to be competitive, reports the Fair Solar Pack in Düsseldorf in advance to their start in October. The reason for this is the reduction in module prices. With a system price of 1.50 euro per watt, the kilowatt hour can now be produced already for 12 euro cents. 1 kilowatt hour of electricity produced from conventional gas and coal power plants currently lies at about 8 cents. The German energy group RWE has to save. The company must become more efficient, said the designated CAO Peter Therium. By the nuclear phase-out, they earn less money and reduce high debt to income. A job cut is likely. According to rumors, more than 8,000 employees could lose their jobs. Federal Minister Philipp Rösler welcomes Libya's goals for developing renewable energies. The country could benefit in this area of the high technological experience of German companies, so Rösler said at the edge of the Africa Energy Forum against the Libyan Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energies in Berlin. The current plans of the country provide for an increase of renewable energies in the electricity market up to 30% by 2030. The German Oldenburg University launches a new course in offshore wind energy. This requires a college degree and work experience. Emphasis in studies on the design of new facilities and the installation of wind turbines at sea. The University of Applied Science in Kiel also offers a course in offshore wind farms. Application deadline for this bachelor program the 15th of July. The bachelor degree in electrical engineering provides the University of Offenburg. The course deals with the topic of renewable energies. China has asked the European Union for caution regarding the establishment of trading restrictions. According to reports, Brussels is checking the implementation of sanctions against Chinese solar manufacturers because of suspected subventions by the state. A spokesman of the trading department refused the reproach on Tuesday as they were unfounded. In the middle of May, the US Trading Department enforced punitive tariffs against Chinese manufacturers and exporters. According to them, the products would be sold at dumping prices. The Global Solar Energy, another German business, has registered bankruptcy. Operation would be continued so far as a speaker of the insolvency administrator stated. The salary of the 133 employees of GSE in Berlin is secured until August. The enterprise is specialized on producing thin-film solar modules. The insolvency administrator is currently looking for investors to save the company. The PV company Qcells, which had fallen into bankruptcy, continues its search for investors. According to a report of a German press agency, there are already several interested parties. Besides the entry of an investor, the separation of debt and asset could be another way out of the crisis. All in all, round about 1,300 jobs could be threatened by the bankruptcy. In Italy, the power output of photovoltaics has exceeded the output of wind power for the first time. This reports the Italian Craftsmen Association. Therefore, PV plants produced about 10,700 gigawatt-hours in February. Wind power generated about 10,600 gigawatt-hours. Rainer Hinrichs-Reilves is the new president of the European Renewable Energy Council. Hinrichs-Reilves takes over the position from the founding president Servos. Europe would need renewable energies and a further expansion of this sector, especially in the current crisis, said Hinrichs-Reilves in this speech after the election. During his period of office, the new president wants to support the energy change. The Chinese Sky Solar Group invests about $900 million in a PV project in Chile. The development company intends to realize a 300 megawatts project in cooperation with the Chinese and the Chilean states. With this huge project, China wants to take the first steps towards a free trade zone with a South American country. The solar aircraft Solar Impulse apparently received millions of Swiss francs by the Swiss Confederation without any legal basis. For instance, a hangar in Dubendorf is free to use since a couple of years without paying any rent for it. The federal audit criticized this support for the project and demands the company to pay the rent in the future for itself. The world-known Swiss flight pioneer Bertrand Piccard intends to circle around the whole planet in this solar aircraft in the year 2014. Right now, he is testing his airplane with several flights like the one he recently did to Morocco. ADK is in bigger trouble than suspected. The Chinese PV enterprise would have created a net loss of $185 million in the first quarter of this year. The turnover would amount $200 million in the first 3 months. According to analysts, this trend will probably continue in the second quarter. This result displays the difficult condition of the market, said the chairman. More than 5,000 employees have already been dismissed. Consequently, it is not surprising that the share of ADK has decreased again. It has lost about 5% to €1.45. Nevertheless, there are some winners of this day. Suntec Power, REC and SunPower have been highly demanded. The share of Suntec Power has increased by 5.5% up to €1.56. As far as the reports for this week, see you next Friday on our website PVTV.